The internet has made it easier than ever to start a business. Succeeding on the internet, now that's another story. The big question is, what are those who are succeeding doing differently? This podcast has the answers. Welcome to the Marketing Matrix podcast. I'm your host, Lisanne Murphy, and I am so excited to be here with you today. Today, I am coming at you solo. So it's just you and me, wherever you're at, whether you are in your car, in your kitchen, in your bedroom, in the bathroom, wherever you might be. I am just so happy to be here with you to talk with you on the Marketing Matrix today. Guys, I am just stoked to be with you. So first of all, right before I started recording this episode, at the time of recording, I know it takes a while for them to get published, but like at the time of recording, I just was out in my garden and I just picked my first tomatoes of the season. It's so exciting. So for those of you that garden out there, you understand how exciting that is to get those first fruits. And I also pulled out a zucchini that was like the size of a baseball bat. I swear it is so big. And I'm super excited to eat it. After I record this podcast episode, I'm going to go grill me some zucchini and some shrimp and have some salad with those fresh tomatoes on there. I'm so excited for that. So anyway, I feel like I have to share with you a little bit about what's going on in my day before I dive into this content. And I'm really, really stoked to talk with you about our topic today. An opportunity that I have by being an agency owner is that I see trends that are going on in the marketplace. It's funny, like around when COVID happened and Corona was going on, all of my friends started messaging me and they said, what's going on with Facebook ads? What's happening? Are you seeing costs increase, costs drop? Are people purchasing? Like what's going on? Because there was so much market uncertainty. And it was kind of neat to be able to say, well, in this niche, we are experiencing this. And in this other niche, we're experiencing this. Like, for example, like the coaching niche at first just like took a royal beating because everyone, like if there's any cost in their life that's an ancillary purchase, it's coaching. And so what's the first thing to go if finances are insecure? Well, coaching is there. Whereas e-commerce just exploded because people were stuck at home and they didn't really have a lot to do and they couldn't go shopping. So they shopped on their phone. And so e-commerce just took a huge, huge spike. And there were other industries that weren't as affected. And so it really depended on it. But being an agency owner gives me that inside view into the marketplace because I'm seeing different industries and what's going on in each place. So today, I am bringing you a trend that I'm seeing in the marketplace that is working and bringing massive floods of cash into businesses with a very, very simple 6-step repeatable process. So I have done this process with 4 clients just in the last quarter and 2 that are happening right now. And the results have just been really interesting. So I want to go and talk about this unique market phenomenon that I am seeing and am experiencing. And I want to share it with you because I think as being an agency owner that also runs a podcast, I mean, that creates a unique opportunity for me to share market insights that not everyone might have. So I'm really, really stoked to talk with you about it today. But before I get into it, we need to set some ground rules and some understandings about why what I'm going to talk about works. So Steve Larsen always talks about how the art of the campaign has been lost. He's super passionate about it. I remember at his OfferMind event last September, which it was probably like this week, a year ago that I went, which is seriously crazy. But Steve Larsen talked about how we don't really do campaigns anymore. He said when big companies would launch products, they would have a campaign that had a specific purpose. He talked about the Dove soap campaign. He talked about the orange juice campaign and how orange juice wasn't even a thing until someone made it a thing, and how there was this incredible campaign that was produced to convert Americans into drinking orange juice and not just eating oranges. And so he kept talking about how campaigns are critical to the success of your offer. And I just have to say that I have experienced that each time with what I am about to share with you today, is that the reason why it's working is because it is working on the notion of a campaign. Steve is, in fact, so passionate about that he started a new podcast just this week. So it'll be a couple weeks ago from when you listen to this, but it's called Launch for Profit, and it is absolutely taking the internet by storm. Yesterday, he hit number 18 on the charts in entrepreneurship, which was the same ranking that the Marketing Matrix podcast got within 24 hours of launch, was we hit number 18 in entrepreneurship. So I was stoked to share that title with Steve Larsen. Congrats, Steve, on all your success there. And I'm super stoked to listen to those episodes. So one of the reasons why the art of the campaign has been lost is really for two main reasons. One is that paid traffic, which is my jam, paid traffic has created this standard for what they call evergreen strategies. Okay, evergreen strategies are those that can go on and go day in and day out, day after day after day after day. Okay, paid traffic has allowed people to just have a steady stream of leads coming in through evergreen methodologies, and they call those campaigns. And in a sense they are, I guess it's an evergreen campaign, but if you look at the definition of campaign, it's not really a campaign. We're going to talk about that. The second reason why campaigns have been diluted is because in the Facebook Ads Manager, the name of where you house your ads, the first level, is called the campaign level. So it's not really a campaign. It's a name where you choose a budget and an objective, but those are not the only two things that go into a campaign. It's much more than a name and an objective. And so I think for those two reasons, that's one of the reasons why the art of the campaign has been really lost. So I'm jumping on that bandwagon with you, Steve. The art of the campaign has been lost, and I want to talk about one of the ways that marketers right now is bringing it back. Again, open loop, before we come back to that, let's define what a campaign is, since a campaign is really what has made this so successful in the first place. When you look up campaign on the internet, like I just typed in Google, define campaign, and the definition that came up had nothing to do with marketing. It had everything to do with the military. And the definition is this. It said, a series of military operations intended to achieve a particular objective, confined to a particular area, involving a specific type of fighting. Okay, now first of all, I think it's really important to pick up how many times it said something like specific. It said a series of operations to achieve a particular objective, confined to a particular area, involving a specific type of fighting. So a campaign is very, very specific. It's not just something that rolls in and day out. It is a dialed in tactical strike with a certain objective. That is what a campaign is in terms of military terms. When you look it up in terms of marketing, it says a planned sequence of activities and processes which promote an individual product, service, or resource. A multitude of channels are coordinated to deliver effective and specific results. And then it gives this little caveat, and it says successful marketing campaigns cannot be disjointed and haphazard. So I love how it talks about campaigns, that it is a sequence, it's a series. So there's an order of operations to these things, and it is specific for a specific goal, a specific outcome, a specific target, and there's specific things that need to be done. Guys, this is so important and so awesome. So I am seeing this trend. I've now had multiple clients do it, and multiple clients just like had crazy, massive, awesome results. I mean, like I said in the beginning, massive floods of cash are coming into their business because they're implementing this. So are you ready to hear what it is? If we were on a live webinar, I'd be like, type in the chat, show it to me, or something like that. We're not on a live chat today, but I do hope that in your bathroom, your kitchen, your car, wherever you're listening to this, you're like, show it to me. I want to see what that is. So here is what it is. It is essentially a live product launch. Okay, no one's called it that, but that's essentially what it is. It's a live product launch. So in the funnel world, there's a funnel sequence called a product launch funnel. Okay, a PLF, product launch formula. I've heard of people called, but a product launch formula is where you drip out emails each day to your list, and you indoctrinate them a little bit each day to get them more and more excited and more in tune for an offer that you're going to give for a limited amount of time and a one-time specific offer at the end of the period. That's what a product launch funnel or product launch formula is designed to do. Now, there are, what I'm seeing people do is essentially, like, you've probably seen these ads all the time on Facebook where people are like saying, like, come to my free 5-day challenge. Come to my 5-day challenge, or come to my free 3-day challenge. Okay, that is like so much work for a business owner to like spend time every day for a week training people for free. It's crazy. Like, it's like, why would people do that? Well, first of all, if you do it right, it's going to yield massive amounts of cash coming into your business. Okay, with 2 out of the 4 entrepreneurs that I've done this with, they've had 6-figure launches, and one that I'm doing it with this week, I have no doubt she's going to do a 6-figure launch. Like, I literally have no question. And by the time this airs, it will be past and we'll know those numbers. And so I'll have to come back and do like a live about it and like share what those results were. But seriously, guys, like, so there's so much potential here. Okay, so what makes this 5-day challenge work? Well, there are 6 steps and it is repeatable. So I'm going to go through what these steps are so you can understand that. So if this is a strategy that's the right time for your business to bring in an influx of cash, if you have the right dynamics in your business, guys, this is serious gold raining down from the heavens. It's seriously so great. So first things first, you have to hype up a training that has a core message that solves a core problem. So the most important thing here is to have a core message that solves a core problem. Okay, not a core series of messages that solves like a series of problems. Like, you've got to go after one thing. I am trying to help you fulfill this one thing, and this 5-day challenge is going to help you accomplish that one thing. And it's so important that you start to hype that up. So there's a few things we're going to do for that. But step 1 has hype a training that has a core message and solves a core problem. So what does this look like to have a core message and a core problem? Well, first of all, it should have deliverables at the end, not just an education. So like, someone should go through the 5 days, and by the end of the 5 days, they should leave with X. What are they going to leave with? Is it they're going to leave with a done funnel, or they're going to leave with ads ready to go, or they're going to leave with a map for the rest of their year being crazy productive, or they're going to learn how to tell their story effectively, or like, what is it? But like, what are they going to leave with? That has to be clear, because no one's going to sign up for a 5-day free challenge if they don't understand clearly why they're taking the time to do it. Because not only is it, as a business owner, are you taking your time to train on it, but the people that are attending, they are taking their time to come. So there's an opportunity cost to them showing up to that training. So it better be worth it. The second thing is that the training teaches like a do-it-yourself type mentality. Like, you're walking them through the process, just a little bit like done with you, but it really is do-it-yourself. You're delivering the training, and they're going out and implementing it and doing it themselves. And then at the end of the 5-day training, you're getting them into some sort of done with you or done for you offer. So it's like, look, you've tried it yourself. You've got a good foundation there, but let me help you get to the next level. Let me walk you step by step, hold your hand, and take you to the next level. Or let my team do a portion of this for you so you can just like crush it and like rock through the house on this thing. So you're moving them from the challenge is a do-it-yourself framework to you're selling them some sort of done with you or done for you service. Okay, that's thing number 1. Thing number two, you have to push it organically. Okay, I have done this with multiple entrepreneurs that have an organic following, and I've done it with one entrepreneur that did not have an organic following. And the one that did not have an organic following struggled to get this to work. Whereas those with an organic following, it was like putting jet fuel on their business and just creating this massive value thing that their organic audience just like went like crazy ape goo excited crazy over it. So you've got to push it organically. So whatever resources you've got, whether you have a podcast, a Facebook group, or you go on a press tour on other people's podcasts or Facebook groups, your email list, people that engage with your Facebook or your Instagram profile, your own Facebook group, I think I already said that, but whatever you've got, you have to push them to this thing. Okay, it's one of the ways that you hype it, going back to step one. So you have to push it organically. Step two is you push it with paid traffic. Okay, you can only do so much with organic traffic. And in the last solo episode, I did a whole episode about when to use organic versus paid traffic. It was seriously epic, guys. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. But when you're pushing paid, there's a few things why it's so important to put the paid on top of the organic. First of all, it magnifies what's going on organically, okay? So many of my clients, when I run Facebook ads for them, they have like an independent organic strategy from whatever's going on with paid. And anytime they overlap, both do so much better. So with this challenge, it is an incredible way to unify those two strategies, the organic and the paid, and make sure they're working towards the same objective, okay? So it magnifies what's going on organically. Second reason is it spreads your message to new people. When you push it organically, you're going to reach people that are outside your current sphere of influence. So it brings new people into your world and they get tons of value because they're coming to a live 5-day training. The third reason you push it paid wise is that it helps you grow your group quickly. So on the thank you page, when someone registers for this 5-day training, there's a button that says, finish my registration by taking me to the Facebook group. They're going to join the Facebook group to get access to the training. And so it helps build your Facebook group a lot more quickly, which then in turn boosts the algorithm for Facebook to help Facebook start to show your group to people that would be interested in joining your group. So again, it bumps up the organic presence and organic effectiveness of marketing your Facebook group. Okay. Super, super awesome. So that's thing number 3. So thing number 1, hype up a training that has a core message and solves a core problem. Thing number 2, push it organically. Thing number 3, push it with paid traffic. Thing number 4 is retarget like crazy, okay? Now, when I run paid ads for these challenges, I run it with 4 specific campaigns, okay? One is with cold, one is with current warm traffic that people already own, and then the other 2 campaigns are specific retargeting campaigns. Okay, you've got to retarget people like crazy because this is a time-sensitive offer. This 5-day challenge doesn't happen anytime. We are doing it live, folks. It's happening right now. And so you have to retarget like crazy to get people to sign up and show up. So how do you do that? We do it with email. We do it with chat bots. We do it with ManyChat. We do it with text messaging service. I was doing one just a couple weeks ago with Twilio was what we were using for our text service. And you do it with, of course, organic posting with Facebook and Instagram, and of course with paid traffic through Facebook ads. So you've got to retarget like crazy to get in front of your people and get in front of people that have expressed interest but have not signed up yet. I mean, people need to be like straight up sick of this offer before it actually starts. In my last corporate job that I worked at a publishing company, and I was a part of this team, and the team was called the Get Sick team. And at first, when I was asked to be a part of it, I was like, what? Why would I ever want to be a part of a team that's name is called Get Sick? But I came to really love it because what it meant is that like whatever campaign we were working on, whatever product or service we were specifically pushing with specific actions, he said, we should be marketing this to the point where we literally get sick of marketing it, and where people that are seeing our marketing, they are getting sick from seeing it. He said, if I talk to my neighbors and they haven't seen this campaign, then we haven't done our job because they haven't gotten sick over it. So you want to make your community and whoever you are reaching out to, you want them to get sick about this challenge and this training. Okay, so you got to retarget like crazy. Okay, so thing number one, secret number one to this, step number one, hype up a training that has a core message and solves a core problem. 2, push organically. 3, push with paid traffic. And 4, market, retarget like crazy. Okay, number 5, you got to sell it at the back end. Okay, so all of these things in the front has been hyping up this training to get people ready to come to this 5-day training. Okay, you actually do the 5-day training. I'm not calling that a step because it seems kind of obvious in there. But in order to make it successful, you need to sell something at the back end, all right? So to think about this, the last day of your training, you need to offer something to take what they've created during the 5-day challenge to the next level, okay? So here's the thing. During the 3 to 5 days, you have been indoctrinating them. What do I mean by indoctrinating them? You have literally been like training them to know you, like you, and trust you. Use your stuff. See that it's getting them quick results in those 3 to 5 days so that when you offer them something, they're like, oh, of course, if she's giving me this much value in 3 to 5 days of free content, holy cow, what would she do or he do if I was to pay them $500, $1,000, $10,000 for whatever is being offered on the back end? So, and you're essentially going back to like what we were talking about, like with the product launch funnel, the product launch formula, you're essentially doing that thing live, okay? And that thing has proven results. So the 2 main offers is you could do something high ticket. The highest ticket I've helped entrepreneurs, they've done anything from $297 to $497 with some upsells, or a $997 offer. Or you could sell a call to get on the phone with you to sell. I've seen people sell anywhere from a $10,000 to $25,000 offer on the back end of this. So there's a lot. I mean, imagine like people coming for free. Like if you could get like 1,000 people to register and like 300 to 500 people to show up for the training, and you were to even close 10% of those, which is like 30 to 50 people at $1,000 a piece, that's 30 to 50 grand that you're bringing in. And if you are taking some sales calls with some of them and pitching them on a $10,000 to $25,000 product, you see how this thing just explodes in terms of its earning potential for your business. Okay. So step 1 is hype up the training that has a core message and solves a core problem. 2, push organically. 3, push with paid traffic. 4, retarget like crazy. 5, sell at the back end. And 6, rinse and repeat. Okay. This thing takes a ton of effort to set up and get going. It really does. I've done it myself personally for my business. I've now helped multiple entrepreneurs do it. It is a lot of work to set up the funnel, the messenger bot, the email sequences, the texting services, the ads, the cold ads, the warm ads, the retargeting ads, the Facebook posts, the press tour. I mean, it is a lot of work to set up these systems. But once you have those systems set up, the next time it becomes infinitely easier, okay? So I have clients who, my client that's doing it the most frequently, they're running it every 6 weeks. And then I have another client who's running it twice a year. And then when I was doing this with my buddy Ian, we were actually doing it every week. So we were only doing 1 day of live training. So it wasn't truly the same thing. We were doing it every week, but it had a very similar system behind the live training for 1 day versus whether it's 1, 3, or 5, it's a very similar system behind it. So, if you want to get super leverage on this, having it not just be a one-time strategy, but something that you rinse and repeat is incredibly, incredibly powerful. Okay. So those are the 6 steps. Hype up the training, push it organically, push it with paid traffic, retarget the heck out of it, sell at the back end, and rinse and repeat. Okay. So why does this work? Let's talk about this. Like we've already talked about how it leverages the importance of a campaign, and we define the campaign in the beginning, but let's dive into why this works. So the first reason why it works. So if you had the opportunity to go to Funnel Hacking Live this past year in Nashville before the world came to an end, one of Russell Brunson's individual sessions, he taught about the importance of selling logically, emotionally, and fear-based to your people, and how there's a certain percentage of buyers that fall into each one of those categories. The first people buy because of emotion. Okay. They're just like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. I have to have it now. I have to be the first. Okay. They're very emotional buyers. The second group of people are logical buyers. They have to talk themselves into it. They're like, well, this makes sense. And I can logically make my money back. And so this is a good investment. And then the last group is fear-based, where they're like, oh my gosh, I can't miss out. If I don't get this, I'm going to miss out on this incredible offer, this incredible thing, this incredible opportunity. This strategy of the 5-day live challenge, it brings out the best of the emotional, logical, and fear-based buyers all throughout the process, okay? The emotional buyers, because they've built a relationship with you, and by the end of the training, they're super stoked to work with you, and they know that they've gotten results. They don't care what you're offering at the end. They're like, I'm buying, like I'm loving this. So we're going to keep this momentum going. The second group with the logic, they're like, well, I've received so much value. I have so much time to think about it. I know you're going to offer something at the end. And I mean, it only makes sense. And I've already gotten results. So why not? And then the fear-based, they're like, oh my goodness, I've already grown so much. Like, what more could this do for me? Like, if I don't take it right now, I might not get another opportunity for a number of weeks or months, or maybe ever if the offer changes. So it is like they have this FOMO of like, this offer is only available for like 2 to 7 days, depending on how long the cart is open for. So it totally capitalizes on those emotions. Okay, the emotional buyers, the logical buyers, and the fear-based buyers. Why else does it work? Well, it capitalizes on compounding effects of organic and paid traffic. Okay, just like I talked about, when organic and paid traffic mix and they are both going towards the same objective, it is powerful, guys. I mean, they create what I call lift. They create lift in each other. The paid traffic makes the organic traffic more effective, and the organic traffic makes the paid traffic more effective. It's like, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable having both and the effect that has. Okay. Why else does it work? Well, first of all, the live teachings indoctrinate people logically, but the offer at the end creates the emotional tie that they want to continue to start. And they also feel this need to pay back the law of reciprocation. I mean, you have given them so much, like, why wouldn't they want to give you something back? Okay. So it's totally playing on that law of reciprocal relationships, that law of reciprocation. Okay. The live training creates that bond between you and them, because during those live trainings and those Q&As, you're interacting with them. You're talking to them. You're answering their questions. You're showing that they're heard, and they love that. And that live creates a greater affinity towards you and your brand, and giving them a greater desire to buy. Okay. Why else does this work? Here's the reason why I think this is an important marketing trend that's going on right now. And I don't think it's going to last forever. And this is why. I do think that campaigns will last forever, but I don't think that this particular format will forever. People are tired of automated webinars. Okay. A few years ago, trainings used to always be live. Like, remember when we would sign up for live webinars, and we would like sign up for it like 4 days in advance, and we'd put it in our calendar, and we would save it, and we would like clear out our whole schedule to go to this webinar. And we were so excited. And in the beginning of the webinar, they were like, okay, guys, close all the other windows on your computer and turn off your phone and remove all distractions and get a babysitter for your kids or whatever, because like, you've got to focus on this thing. People don't do that anymore. Almost every webinar on the internet right now is automated. And here's the thing, people are getting sick of it. They're getting tired of the automated webinar. So the fact that the live cycle is coming back, people are rejuvenated by it. They love it. They're like, wow, finally, someone who has a personal touch on the internet. It's really, really effective for people's learning style and their way to have their patterns interrupted and see something different on the web. But when enough people start doing it, guys, it's not going to be different anymore. Then there's going to be some other trend that's going to come up and take its place. Why else does it work? It creates the offer at the end, creates a pressure situation where people feel like they need to act now. Essentially, it creates urgency and scarcity because this 5-day training is only happening now. It's not happening every day or later. It's just happening right now. And that offer is only available for a certain period of time at that price point. And it's got to be dang good. That offer needs to just absolutely rock. So it's implementing scarcity and urgency, which are two powerful motivators in creating buyers. Okay. So that is another reason why it works. So it works because it's building on logic, emotion, and fear. It works because it's live. It works because it's capitalizing on organic and paid methods. It works because people are tired of live webinars, and it works because it's creating scarcity and urgency. So guys, this 5-day free challenge, this live product launch formula is absolutely crushing it. Okay. Now I want to tell you a little bit about how much it's crushing it. Now, I'm not going to give names here because my clients have that discretion, but with one entrepreneur, with two entrepreneurs, actually, I'll just combine their stories. They both did a 5-day launch, and they pushed their organic group and their podcast behind it. And they did their 5 days, and within 12 hours of pushing the offer, both did over 50 grand in just that first offer, and both had upsells or an invitation to do a call. And after that call, both made over 6 figures. So essentially, I'm going to crush it out and work crazy to serve these people for a week. And in the back end, they made what most people hope to make in a year. Absolutely incredible, guys. And here's the thing. People ask, okay, well, how much did they spend on ad spend to get that? Any guesses? Both spent either somewhere between $2,500 to $4,000 in ad spend. What? Now, so a lot of those sales did come from organic traffic. But to get that kind of explosive result from only $4,000 in ad spend and your organic efforts is absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, so we're talking about like a 16 to 25 return on ad spend. Like it's absolutely ludicrous. It's absolutely amazing. And in terms of the revenue that comes directly from the Facebook ads, we're talking like between 6 and 10 return on ad spend. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I have a couple people right now that I'm helping through it who I'm absolutely confident they are absolutely crushing this strategy, and their campaigns are killing it. And with the paid traffic, they're getting registrants of like under $4. And they are just totally doing awesome. I have another client who their registrations were close to $10, but still just absolutely crushed it. And they are just bringing in floods and floods of cash, which gives them the capital to hire teams, build systems, and get it ready for the next launch to do it even that much better. So guys, this is a trend that I'm seeing right now in the marketplace that is absolutely crushing it. It is seriously so exciting to watch these entrepreneurs just kill it, and I've loved being a part of it. And so this could be a great strategy for you if it's something that you've thought of or you've seen a lot and you're like, how do those 5-day challenges work? And like, how do people actually make money? These steps, I hope, can help you understand the hype that's needed in the beginning and the follow-up that's needed afterwards to make it effective and have it just be a killer strategy for your business. All right. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this market phenomenon and the insights that came to you as you listened today. We're going to, of course, be having a conversation about it over in my free Facebook group, which is called Facebook Ads for Coaches, Course Creators, and Lifestyle Brands. We also have some cool tools for you that are in the Marketing Matrix Toolbox. We add to that all the time from our guests, and there's just some wicked cool stuff. I got an email from a lady just this week who was like, oh my gosh, the value that's in here. This is like the best group of marketing resources I've seen on the internet. So it is seriously legit, guys. So it's not just my word. Other people are emailing me about it and just raving over it. So to get access to that, go to toolbox.themarketingmatrixpodcast.com. And then, of course, I would love for you to follow me and interact with me on Instagram, okay? So hit up my Instagram at Lisanne Murphy HQ, where we post about the podcast. I also post about what's going on in my personal life, like my garden. And so if you want to know what's going on in my garden and then go ahead and follow me there. All right, guys, it has seriously been a pleasure to talk with you today. And it has been seriously so fun to take what I've been seeing in the agency and outlaying and laying it out for how it works. Because I've seen it enough now, like there's patterns. Okay. And it's really, really cool when you work with people and you see patterns. And so I'm seeing this pattern. It's a trend that's happening. It's not going to happen forever. So jump on that. And regardless whether you get on this train, make sure to jump on the campaign train and find out ways to build campaigns for your business. All right, guys. Again, Lisanne Murphy with the Marketing Matrix. Over and out.